Hello you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something super fun and interesting, and I just thought you guys would maybe be interested in learning a little bit about what I've been kind of pursuing in a way recently. Let's just get on into it. Make sure you subscribe and follow me on all my social medias as well so you don't miss any of my future videos. We are going to be talking about UGC work. UGC is user-generated content. I have booked maybe like 5 different UGC jobs and brands and stuff like that. It is an easy way, not an easy, but like a fun, different way to make money doing content without having a huge following. And let me explain a little bit more. So brands have content creators make content for them. So like the people you see on YouTube or the people you see on TikTok make content for brands, obviously like a sponsored post. And that's how they like get people to come to, you know, their brand. But it can be really expensive for brands. Like people can be millions of dollars, like Kylie Jenner could be so much money. So what brands typically do, especially if they have a lower budget or anything like that, is they will hire someone who knows how to make content but isn't like huge enough that it's gonna be mega expensive, if that makes sense. So they still have like a knowledge for making content, or like me, I do social media but I'm not like huge where they need to pay me millions of dollars, and they know I can do it, but instead they're not giving me that creative freedom to make whatever I want. They're giving me an exact thing that they want, and then I make the content for them, and then they pay me for that, and then my face is over their brand when they didn't spend as much money on me, if that makes sense. So I have booked a couple of those jobs, not a couple, more than that. It has actually been really fun. Like people call and text me all the time, or like, hey, I saw you on like Instagram, I saw you on Facebook, like you were an ad, and it's just really fun. I don't know. So I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I'm gonna start out with how I got into it, and then I'm gonna tell you how you can get into it and a little bit more about UGC content. So I got into it because I have an agent. I don't know if you guys know this, but I act a little bit. I'm not like, I don't call myself an actor, but I have an acting agent. So I get these things through this thing called casting networks. If you can look it up, you can literally, I think, sign up for casting networks online. I could be wrong, but I signed up for casting networks and I got these jobs through casting networks. So pretty much it'll be like, I need a 18 to 24-year-old girl who has blonde hair and, you know, stuff like that. And then I'll see that and I'll go, oh, it's a UGC content, and I will submit myself for it. And then if I get their interest, I'll submit an audition, and then if they like me, then I would be booked for it. So that's kind of what happened. Is I got one that like really fit me, and then I submitted for it, and then I got an audition for it, and then like I think not much longer after I got hired, maybe like right after I submitted my audition. And then what happens after that is I'm automatically in these people's system now. So now these people who are looking for the content creators, I'm in their system. So they don't have to go and find my thing. Like they'll reach out to me sometimes and ask if I'm available to audition or anything like that. Instead of me having to submit every time, I'm already in their system. So they look through their people they've already used and know they can trust, and then they find me and then they already give me an audition. I still submit myself. That doesn't mean I stop submitting myself for UGC content. I'm just saying I also get it just because I've already booked one, if that makes sense. So that's how I kind of got into it, and once I kind of learned how to do it, I've kind of done it over and over and over again, and that's kind of helped me because I've obviously had experience with doing UGC content. I don't know if I'm allowed to say like what brands I worked with, but if you follow me on Instagram, I'm worked with Factor, and they run ads through my Instagram. So if you've been on my Instagram before or like gotten an ad from me, that's because they run ads through my Instagram. So that was kind of like the next step after I've already created content with them, is I now gave them access to my Instagram, and they are able to use my Instagram to run ads, and then that just gets more people to my page and also to their page, so it just helps both of us, if that makes sense. So if you want to get into UGC, my tip and trick would be to get either an agent or get a like casting networks like log in or just do research on how to become a UGC content creator. But I think casting networks is the best because that's where I've gotten most of my jobs. And then submit yourself. Like, just constantly look for UGC content. There's gonna be times where like I see UGC content that comes in all the time that does not fit my specs. So there is tons of work out there for tons of different types of people. They give you like this big script, either like a script or what they want you to do, or just some like B-roll shots of like, say I need to braid my hair, like, oh, like just clips of me doing things. It usually takes me a couple days to do all the content. The pay is not like anything crazy, so don't like get in your head that I'm making thousands of dollars. It definitely gets your name out there and gets you like working with brands and understanding how to make content at home. And also it just is really good about like just getting your name out there, getting stuff on your resume, working with brands, getting your face out there, because people are going to see your face when they look at the person's like, or that brand's Instagram or TikTok or whatever content they're using your content for. It's a really easy way to be a content creator without actually having to be a content creator, if that makes sense. So you're not being like an influencer, you're not using your platform to do this, you're an actor hired to make content for that brand. So you're a content creator, but you're not like doing it. I'm not doing it as Peyton Bailey, I'm doing it as someone who's just promoting the brand, if that makes sense. That's my first step, would be to do that, and then submit tons, and then you're gonna get a bite. I'm telling you, you're gonna get a bite. And when you do your audition, do really good, and then just be super nice. Always get stuff in as soon as you can. That's like my biggest tip, is like be flexible, be easygoing, and get your stuff done quick and do it good, and they're gonna use you over and over. Because there's been many times that these brands have reached back out to me saying, hey, you did this with us, are you interested in maybe auditioning for this? And then I get to do another thing that I didn't even submit myself for. Like, I just got this because I did the other thing. There's tons of different brands out there. You could do like hair and makeup, which is a lot of what I've done. There's fitness ones that I've done. There is food. There is like self-help. There is like therapy ones. There's tons of stuff you can do. And I've like seen people that I've went to high school with like on brands, and I know they're doing UGC content. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's really fun, really cool. A lot of the UGC content that I like to submit for is the ones that I film at home. There probably is some that you would have to like go into a studio, but you can submit according to what you want to do. So I personally want to film at home only, and so I only film at, like, I only submit myself for stuff that's like at a remote shoot. So I'm gonna film at home by myself with my house and whatever. And that's another thing, like if your house is super dark and not like aesthetically pleasing, which this background's not necessarily aesthetically pleasing, I don't show this. Like, I don't show the rooms that I wouldn't typically film in. You know what I mean? If you can get your room to be super aesthetic and clean and pretty, then it helps you, because they want to not have to do more work. Like, they want their content to already look really good. So if your house looks really good, then you have a better in, if that makes sense. Because it's not always about you. It's sometimes just about like where you are at, what your location looks like. Also just a look. Like, if you don't look like what they're looking for, that's totally fine. There's stuff with like your voice. Maybe they didn't want your voice. Maybe they wanted something a little bit deeper or higher. It's just, they're just looking for a specific thing. And it's really, I don't know, it's just an easy way to create content but not have to do like tons and tons of work, if that makes sense. But you do need to invest in yourself. So say they want to hire you for even just any UGC content. You need a tripod. You may need a good phone. Like, if you have an iPhone 8, I don't even know if they make those. They're not gonna probably hire you because they know your content's not gonna be as clear. They usually just want iPhones. They don't ever ask me if I have like a filming camera like this. They always ask me if I have an iPhone and what model. Like, that's another thing. Like, that could make you not be hired, as if you don't have something like that. So you have to invest in yourself, you invest in your content, because that's gonna give you more of an in. Oh, another thing is, it's an easy way, I totally forgot this, to get free product. Like, you literally are I've worked with brands where it's like a beauty brand and they've sent me like tons of stuff for their beauty brand and I get to keep it all. So I not only get my face on this brand, I get to make content, which I love doing. I get paid for it. I mean, it's not like crazy pay, but I get paid for it and I get all of this product, which is really, really nice. Sometimes they give you way too much work. You're like, okay, I should have been paid a little more. But sometimes it's like super easy and straightforward and not a lot. So you never know what you're gonna get with that, but I love getting the product. I think it's a really fun way to try out new things, and also it's just fun. Like, you get all this free stuff and then you get to make content for them, and then your face is all over their brand and you're like, wow, I got that without having to have 1 million followers on Instagram. You know what I mean? They don't always send product. There's some brands that like don't really have a product they're selling. It's more like either a website or something else that they want you to promote. So you're not always gonna get product, but if the brand is about product, most likely you will get product. And the more you do UGC content, the more likely you're gonna book more, because they know that you know how to do it and you know how to make content. So just get yourself out there, start booking as much as you can and submitting for as much as you can, because you're gonna have more chances of actually getting picked up by a brand. And they do give you like a little bit of creative freedom. You don't get full creative freedom, but you do get to like play with it. So they give you kind of like a guide, and then you can obviously add your own style, add some shots that you think would look really good. And it's just really fun. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm to the point now that I feel like I can say, yeah, I'm a UGC content creator, because I've booked, I don't know, 5 or 6 different brands. They've all been great. Everyone's super nice. I've never really had a bad experience with the brand. Everyone is just super nice. Even though like I'm not a huge content creator, they treat you with respect. They treat you as someone who knows what they're doing, but you are hired under them. So it's important to be professional and be sweet and nice, and that's just gonna get you even more of an in, because there's many people that like I have talked to on there and they are just so nice to me and they push me to different brands because they like me. So they're like, oh, I have this idea because I have this girl in mind and she's really good at this and this could be a really good idea, and they push that to different brands. So you automatically get more and more traction as you get more and more involved with these people. Let me know if you guys have any questions on UGC content. I'm blanking on anything else. I think it's really fun and I wanted to share because maybe you want to start, and this is kind of like a push to get you to do it, because just do it. I'm telling you guys, it is so fun. It's not like the hardest thing in the world, but it's not easy. So just don't think that it's easy. Maybe make content at home by yourself first and try it out and see if you want to become someone who makes content like that. If you're having a hard time growing a following, but you do TikTok or you do Instagram, try out UGC. I'm telling you guys, it's so fun, and I wish you guys the best if you guys decide to do that. Comment down below any questions you have for me. I love you guys so much. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!